60 seconds. That is all it took to erase you from my life completely.
His arrogance had blinded him to a truth hiding in plain sight for 7 years of marriage.
The man who underestimated her is about to learn the most expensive lesson of his life.
Marcus Kensington walked through Manhattan as a god among mortals, completely unaware of his actual position.
7 years of dead weight. Now I am finally free to become who I was always meant to be.
In the space between their two worlds lived 7 years of unspoken understanding, finally breaking apart.
I loved you when you had nothing. I loved you still when you had everything.
The conspiracy being plotted would ultimately destroy the very man orchestrating it with such confidence.
We hide everything offshore. She will never find a penny. You walk away clean.
His affair was not a romance. It was a rehearsal for his own destruction and fall.
She is nothing but a parasite, waiting to bleed you dry when you reach the top.
You are right. I have played small for too long. It ends tonight.
Elena had prepared for this moment the way generals prepare for inevitable wars, with precision.
This marriage is over. You get nothing. Not a single cent.
Are you certain you want to do this, Marcus? Are you absolutely sure?
You contributed nothing. You are a drain. You embarrassed me for years.
Very well, then. We will see you in court, Marcus.
Marcus left the apartment believing he had won. He had never been more catastrophically mistaken.
It is done. I told her nothing. She will be devastated by the court filings.
Every single transaction he had hidden, Elena had already documented, organized, and filed carefully away.
He has no idea what he has just walked into. His arrogance has made him careless.
8 months of legal preparation, calculated silence, and perfect strategic patience unfolded in the background. The morning arrived that would permanently rewrite Marcus Kensington's entire existence and future forever. The contrast in that courtroom would tell the entire story before a single word was spoken.
Let us begin. Mr. Dominic, you may present your opening statement.
Your Honor, my client is a self-made man. The defendant has contributed nothing but liability.
Dominic's theatrical performance was masterful, calculated, and utterly based on completely fabricated financial foundations.
The defendant cannot identify the difference between a stock portfolio and a mortgage, Your Honor.
Marcus took the oath believing truth was irrelevant because he controlled the entire narrative.
80-hour weeks built this empire. She spent that time shopping in discount stores. I have given her every luxury, every comfort, and she repaid me with resentment and shame.
The gallery leaned forward, hungering for the destruction of a woman they had never considered.
Your Honor, my client has worked tirelessly while carrying the dead weight of an ungrateful spouse. We ask the court to award full asset division to my client and minimal maintenance support.
And then Victor rose, and the entire theater of arrogance began its inexorable collapse downward.
Mr. Marcus, you claim to have built this empire alone. Is that correct? Absolutely. Every penny, every success came from my work alone. And you are aware that Sterling Financial, where you are an executive, is a private company? Of course. It is a fully private firm. Are you aware that Sterling Financial is a subsidiary of the Whitaker Price Group?
The courtroom held its breath, as if the walls themselves were listening to the revelation.
Yes. It is. But that is irrelevant to this case. According to SEC filings, Sterling Financial was fully acquired by Whitaker Price 4 years ago. You have been an employee of your wife.
Judge Sylvia's face transformed as the full scope of deception became absolutely apparent to her.
That document is false. It must be forged. I have earned every penny myself. These documents are certified by the Federal Reserve, the SEC, and the state of New York, Mr. Marcus.
Jasmine realized that her entire future was evaporating as swiftly as morning mist in sunlight.
Mr. Marcus, are you also aware of the offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands under the name Apex Ventures?
In that moment, Marcus was a man watching his complete reality shatter into irretrievable pieces.
$3.2 million were transferred to Sovereign Trust Bank, an institution owned by Whitaker Price. Those funds were concealed in your wife's bank account.
The judge's eyes carried the weight of absolute judgment and utter professional disappointment with him.
Additionally, the Tribeca penthouse, valued at $40,000 per month, is owned by Vanguard Property Holdings, another Whitaker subsidiary. Your Honor, my client was not merely aware. She was orchestrating every transaction.
The establishment of truth had required nothing more than presenting documented financial reality to court.
Order! I will clear this courtroom. Sit down or be removed.
Elena's emergence was not dramatic confrontation. It was the revelation of inevitable mathematical justice.
I gave you a chance to grow with integrity. You chose lies instead. I could have revealed everything immediately. Instead, I watched to see who you really were. And you showed me. You showed me a man who would abandon his wife for shoes with red soles.
The tears Marcus shed were for himself alone, not for Elena or their shared history.
Elena, please. You loved me. We were 7 years together. Tell them to stop.
I loved who I thought you were. That man is dead.
Your Honor, I request immediate withdrawal as counsel. This case involves federal crimes.
Your withdrawal is granted, Mr. Dominic. Consider yourself fortunate.
And then the door opened to a completely different kind of justice entering the courtroom.
Mr. Marcus, I am Special Agent Thomas with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have a federal warrant for your arrest on charges of wire fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering.
Marcus Kensington left the courtroom no longer as the most powerful man in the room.
This court finds the defendant not guilty of financial wrongdoing in this marriage. All marital assets remain with Miss Elena. Mr. Marcus receives nothing.
The public humiliation was secondary to his private realization of his own complete worthlessness. The media had already written the story. Arrogance destroys itself. Integrity endures forever.
Arrogance is a weapon that only works on the person who wields it.
He sat alone with nothing but the person he had always actually been deep inside.
I had everything and threw it all away for an illusion.
Elena walked into her own building, and every person there understood who held true power. The executives in the boardroom recognized that they were in the presence of actual authority.
The $3.2 million recovered will fund a foundation, pro bono legal services for spouses facing financial abuse.
In the aftermath of victory, Elena had chosen peace and rebuilding over vengeance and destruction. A decade of accumulated wisdom glowed softly in her expression as she watched youth rush past.
Oh God, I am so sorry. I am late to a venture pitch, and if I mess this up, I am done.
Breathe. Everything will be fine. Remember though, climbing is wonderful only if you do not lose yourself.
In that small gesture of kindness existed everything that Marcus had never understood about life. Elena sat with her coffee and her book and her absolute certainty of her own value. The falling leaves seemed to whisper their own ancient wisdom about letting go and renewal. The tragedy of Marcus Kensington was not losing his money, but never understanding true wealth. Elena offered him everything, and he rejected it all for the illusion of superiority. Real power does not announce itself. The strongest person often says nothing at all. You will encounter people whose arrogance blinds them to your worth. Do not diminish yourself. Your value does not come from external validation, but from knowing exactly who you are. From her pain, Elena built something beautiful. She now protects others from suffering what she endured. Remember what happened here. Character is the only currency that never depreciates or loses value.
In your life, who showed you that true power is quiet and dignity is invaluable? Share your story in the comments below.
First lesson, never mistake wealth for wisdom. Money reveals character. It does not create it.
Second lesson, the people worth keeping are those who love you when you have nothing to give them.
Third lesson, silence often contains more power than 1,000 words ever could.
If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to remember their worth. Subscribe to our channel for more stories about the power of character and the triumph of integrity. Join our community of people who believe that who you are matters far more than what you have. Like this video if it made you think differently about someone in your life. Watch the next story about overcoming injustice. The link is in the description below.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for remembering that character matters. We will see you in the next story.
This case became a landmark in family law, forcing judges to examine hidden assets differently.
The law itself was transformed by one courtroom victory on an ordinary morning in Manhattan.
Banks now track hidden accounts more carefully. Arrogance had inadvertently created better protections for everyone.
From Elena's pain came purpose. From her victory came service to thousands of strangers.
To date, the foundation has provided legal representation to over 2,000 individuals facing financial abuse.
Financial abuse remains invisible. Most victims never realize what is happening until far too late.
Elena understands that her story is not unique. It is tragically common. But her response made it powerful.
Elena's empathy was not performed. It flowed from memory, understanding, and lived betrayal.
She knows that the greatest revenge is not destroying your enemies. It is becoming so strong that they cannot touch you.
Behind prison glass, Marcus finally faced the person he truly was when no one watched.
Tell her I am sorry. Tell Elena that I finally understand what I destroyed.
Understanding does not undo the damage, Marcus. But Elena has chosen to help others instead of dwelling on your betrayal.
Success built on character is the only kind that survives time and scrutiny and consequence.
The young analyst Elena helped in the park? He now mentors junior traders in building careers on character.
The transmission of wisdom continues. What Elena gave forward multiplies through Owen to countless others.
One woman's choice to remain silent and observe created cascading consequences for countless people she will never meet.
Those who enable abuse discover that complicity demands a price far higher than integrity requires.
Jasmine learned that tying your future to someone already in decline often leads you down the same path.
5 years later, Elena walks the same paths and wears the same clothes, but everything changed.
The cruelest irony is that Marcus destroyed himself trying to escape someone who would have given him everything. If you are reading this comment, ask yourself, am I building my life on arrogance or on integrity? Are you dismissing someone's worth because they do not announce their power? Are you underestimating the quiet ones? The scariest moment is when you realize you have become someone you do not respect. Marcus faced that moment too late.
Elena's victory was not about winning in court. It was about preserving her own soul.
The woman called a parasite now stands surrounded by hundreds she has freed from bondage.
Character is the only inheritance that matters. Build yours carefully.
This story will be told and retold, reminding countless people of their own forgotten worth.
If you know someone dismissing their partner's quiet power, share this story with them.
If you are the quiet one being dismissed, know that your moment of revelation may be closer.
Thank you for witnessing Elena's story. Subscribe to join our community of people who understand true wealth.
And in that sunlit office, with that view and case files, Elena finally understood wealth.